I'll go ahead and call the June 26th, 2025 Hearings Officer meeting to order. My name is Marcia Birch, and I'll be serving as the TRPA Hearings Officer today. The first item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. I think both items are Julie Rolls items. Have there been any changes to the agenda?
No, no changes.
All right, then I'll go ahead and approve the agenda as it was posted. Item 3, public interest comments for no action. Any member of the public who wishes to address the hearings officer on any item that is not listed as a public hearing item on the agenda may do so at this time. Public comments on any public hearing item will be taken at the time those agenda items are heard. The hearings officer is prohibited by law from taking immediate action on or discussing issues raised by the public that are not listed on the agenda. So we'll go ahead and ask if anyone in the room has a public interest comment.
Okay, we do have one gentleman in the room. He's here representing himself for one of the items, but I will see if he has any comments. So any member of the public wishing to comment right now, please stand up and make your comment.
I don't have any comments, so hopefully we can get what we're expecting.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, and how about online?
I'll check online. Any member of the public online wishing to comment right now, please raise your hand using the raised hand button at the bottom of your Zoom screen, and I will unmute you. There are no hands raised to comment.
All right, well then I will go ahead and close the public interest comments and go on to item 4, which is the announcement of appeal rights. Any decision of the hearings officer is appealable to the TRPA governing board. The notice of appeal, which can be found on TRPA's website, and associated fees must be filed within 21 days of the hearings officer's decision. Okay, so that brings us to our public hearing items. We have 2 items today. And we'll start with item A, the Berta Land Capability Challenge, 919 Jennifer Street, Incline Village, Washoe County, Nevada. Assessor's parcel number 125-361-12, TRPA file number LCAP 2025-0012. Okay, Julie.
Yes, it's a Julie Roll for the record. And as Marcia mentioned, this is a land capability challenge. It was reviewed on site by soils consultant Phil Scholes, and based on his evaluation, staff recommends changing the land capability from class 4 to class 6. And unfortunately, Phil is unable to join us for the meeting, so he gave me a little summary of the project.
Okay.
The property was originally mapped with an infill soil type, which is considered a moderately rocky soil. 2 test pits were described on the property, and in both locations, the soils were found to be deep with very slight amount of rockiness. The property is more gently sloped than originally mapped, and there's no evidence of a seasonal water table. The soil is not similar to the infill soil type or other mapped soil types. Therefore, it's considered an unmapped soil type, and based on slope falls into the land capability class 6 category. And I have not received any public comment on this item.
Okay, thank you. And this did seem very straightforward, the staff report and Phil's summary.
Yes.
So I don't have any additional questions. Is there anyone here from the applicant who would like to make a comment?
Mr. Burgess.
No, thank you.
Okay, all righty, thank you. And I'll go ahead and open this up for public comment.
All right, any member of the public wishing to comment on this item, please raise your hand now by pressing on the raised hand button at the bottom of your Zoom screen. There are no hands raised to comment.
All right, then I will close the public comment and take action. I will approve. I will approve the land capability challenge as described in the staff report. All right, we can go on to item 5B. This is the Meeks Bay Fire Station Land Capability Challenge, 8041 Emerald Bay Road, El Dorado County, California, APN 016-041-008, TRPA file number LCAP 2025-0116. This is also Julie's item.
Yes, Julie Roll again, and this is another land capability challenge, and this one was also reviewed by Phil Scholes. The staff recommendation is to change the land capability from class 1B to class 6. So the soil in this area is mapped as a couple different kind of wet variant soil types, Celio and Elmira, which normally indicate a high water table. Since most of the site is developed or disturbed, a test pit was dug down about 5 feet on the northeast side of the property, which also happens to be the area lowest in elevation on the site. And the soil that was found is a fine sandy loam texture, much less gravelly than the map soils, and no evidence of a high water table. The soil is not similar to the Celio or Elmira soil types or any other map soil types, so it's also considered an unmapped soil type. And based on slope, this would also fall into the land capability class 6 category. And I have not received any public comments on this item either.
Okay, okay. Did Phil have an additional summary for this one?
That was it.
Oh, okay, okay.
All in one.
Okay.
He also
it
has
does-
some notes. I'll just add on that
Okay.
there's, it's near Meeks Creek, which he says has naturally in size more than 5 feet lower than the fire station property, which was likely what removed the water table, but this was like 100 years ago. So this isn't like a new thing that happened. So that's why it may have originally been mapped as being a wetter area, but that's not what it was found to be.
Okay, that was actually my question, was kind of how he thought that it may have been that it was identified as SEZ at some point.
And also keep in mind that the maps were pretty broad, you know, not very specific on the parcel level. So it could have been a broad stroke of, you know, this whole area is wet, whereas certain parcels within that mapped area don't fall into that category.
Right, and because of the proximity to the creek, that is a distinct possibility.
Correct.
Okay, so I don't have any additional questions about this one. Is there anyone here from the applicant who would like to make a comment?
There is one representative online, I believe. Austin Metz, if you'd like to make a comment, please unmute yourself.
I don't have any comments. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, so we'll go ahead and open this up for public comment.
Any member of the public wishing to comment on this item, please raise your hand now by pressing on the raise hand button at the bottom of your Zoom screen. There are no hands raised to comment on this item.
Okay, then I will close the public comment and take action, and I will approve the proposed land capability challenge as described in the staff summary. And that concludes our hearing items, and I will adjourn the meeting, and it is 2:08 p.m.
Thank you, Marcia.
Thanks, Marcia.
Thank you.